there was a really interesting argument between Becky and Kevin. I mean, what's wild is that, as everyone remembers from season one, they had a real discussion about race in season one. And then they had another one 30 years later. And it really showed, I mean, how little had changed, how to me, when you look back at the clip of Kevin from all those years ago, people, I think, ragged on him. They called him angry. The trope of an angry black man was labeled on him. And if you listen to what he was saying 30 years ago,
come on, Andy. Come on.
Every single single thing that he was saying was not only real and correct, but it's shit that people are finally starting to understand 30 years later today. So talk to me about what happened this time in the house and that conversation that they had, because it was very important.
So you are the first person that I'm able to kind of have a real conversation with about this in terms of media and have the time to actually say it. So we all knew what we were getting into before we got there. Like I said, this was a week. It wasn't hard. They asked us ahead of time. The producers were crystal clear. They said, you guys, let's make this fun. It's 5 days. You're going to come in. You're going to watch old episodes. And not only will you be able to watch old episodes, if you want to pick one of your favorite episodes, or you want to have opportunity to correct something that you felt like you were not properly portrayed back then, or maybe say something, apologize, here's your opportunity. We want no gotcha moments. We want to make this nice and easy for everybody. You guys are full grown adults now. So Andy, in spite of what anybody may think, in spite of what's out there, we all knew what we were getting into. And we had opportunity to pick episodes, more than one if we wanted to. Now,
because by the way, you would really have to be dim to think that that moment would not be revisited. It was one of the touch points of season one of The Real World. So go on.
And so from my understanding, it was also picked by one of my cast members. Okay.
Yes.
So we all thought it was going to be the Julie and Kevin episode that replayed, not Becky and Kevin, but one of them picked that. And so that conversation with Kevin and Becky went on for a little over 2.5 hours. So imagine sitting there in your PJs for over 2.5 hours going back and forth. They did a great job at getting the gist of it, but it was very, very uncomfortable to sit there and watch someone not listen.
Wow.
That's all I can say. It was hard. I don't know how people view it at home, but imagine sitting there and it's just not getting through. It was tough.
She posted, Becky deleted an Instagram post. She wrote an Instagram post and she said that the producers filled our loft full of gas and lit the flame. And she said that she left the show because it is a lie. What was your reaction to that?
I wish I had my shades right now, Andy. Baby, that's her version of it. I can't.
Right.
I think if you got 5 other people, you know, they would have a different. We all knew, and I think sometimes I'll say it again. When you're healing, you find different ways to heal, or you find different ways to like not deal with healing. Healing is not always comfortable, you know, and so her way of dealing was leaving. And I love her. I love her. But that was her way of dealing with it. And I think she had more than one opportunity to sit there or to come back and try to make, to say, hey, maybe I misunderstood you. Maybe I made this about me, whatever, because I know with this last episode that I wasn't aware of that was even taking place in the house is that Kevin and Becky were on FaceTime together. I had no idea that was going on. And to watch her hang up and leave, it was just another blown opportunity. But that's maybe where she is right now as a person in her healing. I don't know.